Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Nerd Herders. My name is Nick.
I'm Rich.
And today we're drinking a beer because it's 2017. Happy 2017, everyone. What are we drinking?
Well, you're drinking.
You're pretty much gone. If
out.
you really want to see what we were drinking, you should watch the first episode.
Yeah,
we're
drinking Southern Charred. It's a double bastard ale aged in bourbon barrels.
You're a double bastard ale.
I don't see the brewery on it though. Who brewed this? Brewed and bottled. Oh, it's by Arrogant. Arrogant Brewing.
Aryan race.
Arrogant, not Aryan. They're in California and Virginia. Ages well, apparently. Stored at cellar temperature at 55 degrees or below.
Should buy another one and then crack it open in like 20 years.
Well, it has a little 2016 on it. It's got the little devil guy on.
So today we're talking about what we've been up to.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna have a bigger discussion about what you've been up to.
Yeah.
One thing that I wanted to bring up.
Okay.
Because I was actually very surprised by this. Last night, Dana and I were playing some more Lego Adventures or Lego Dimensions, and one thing. Part of the year 2 wave was Adventure Time, and we've both talked about this set in the past. And when we had initially beaten the level pack, we kept hitting a glitch. It's actually like a very common
It's
glitch.
the same glitch that I hit as well.
Right, when you try and jump on the third pancake stack.
Yeah.
And so because of that glitch, eventually we were able to get past it, but for some reason it didn't save all of our Lego coins up to that point, so we didn't get Rule Breaker when we beat it.
Oh.
Because we couldn't, because by the time that part, what's after that part, we didn't have enough time, we didn't have enough coins to be able to get it. So last night we were like, all right, let's play through, something. And we were like, well, we never got that trophy. Let's play through it again. It's been out for a month now. Adventure Time came out when? Like
November, I think? Or
maybe
before
no,
that?
before. It was part of the August, I think, drop, or September.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was August or September.
So anyway, so it's been out for quite some time. So we decided to play through it again. Almost immediately, I regretted the choice because I realized that one of the mini kits, you have to have the Raven figure that's not out.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, eventually we're going to have to do this a third time, but good value out of the, $9 purchase. The glitch happened again.
Yeah,
Same spot. It's still there. How have they not patched this?
I don't ever really see major patches coming from the Lego stuff.
But it's broken. How have they not fixed it? 3 times it happened.
We played through E.T. and E.T. crashed on us, the E.T. hub world, and I think something else crashed in Gremlins, maybe? There was something was glitched out. One of, like, the characters, like, you had to go interact with to go get your gold brick, like, was glitched out in the hub world.
So disappointing.
Yeah. Much as I love Lego games, and, we've talked about, like, TT games, or, I'm not sorry, Telltale games.
Yeah.
A different TT game. Telltale games having glitches and not patching their stuff. I don't think it's brought up enough for what Lego games are, because I find glitches and stuff all the time. The reason I never got anywhere past the first level of the Lego Batman game when I finally was lent that, there was a glitch and I couldn't get past it, and so I was like, well, I'm done. They don't seem to really fix much of that.
It's very surprising that they've given continued and long support to this game, specifically Dimensions. And like, I don't know if I ever want to put that Adventure Time level again.
We played through the Ghostbusters story pack, got to the last level of that. Halfway through, the game crashed and erased a bunch of data. A bunch of gold bricks were gone. A bunch of, like, everything was gone. Thankfully, I had, like, a backup on the cloud from before we started it, but I don't know if I want to go back and replay the Ghostbusters story pack because of it.
Very annoying, very frustrating.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thought I'd mention that. I was very surprised because it has had, I think it has had small little updates that just every once in a while you see that they popped up this happened. And so I thought for sure by now it would have, and it hadn't.
Nope.
Very disappointing. But that's really all that I've been up to. Christmas was busy. Blah, 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 blah. For more about my Christmas as well as all of our Christmases, Dana included, you can listen to the Over a Beer podcast.
iTunes, SoundCloud, Google, other podcast services, whatever you use.
But what have you been up to?
I caught up on Westworld. Caught up. I finished the first season of Westworld.
Okay.
I had some time over the break, over the Christmas weekend.
So you had already seen, what, like 1, 2 episodes?
I hadn't seen anything of it. Okay. I started it, I think, over the break.
Okay.
Or maybe I watched the first episode a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And then so I finally sat down and watched the other 9 over the weekend. I like it. I don't know if I love it, though.
Interesting.
Now, you finished it too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
For sure. And I love the show.
Okay.
And I would be interested when we're going to have a conversation. But part of why I loved the show was I had friends who were watching the show as a week to week as I did. And we would, in between, episodes, in between during the week, talk about theories and stuff like that. Yeah. I, listened to a podcast solely dedicated to the show as it was going on. So all of these things, I'm sure, enhanced,
Sure.
being able to talk about it and delve into it.
And I may have had a different experience because I binged it as opposed to watching it week to week.
But, so what was your experience? And we can just say spoilers for Westworld from here.
Yeah, just spoiler discussion.
Would you recommend...
Yes, I would recommend you going out to watch Westworld. I do think it's a good show. I think it's a very interesting show. I do have some issues with it, though, that keep it from being like, oh my god, this is the best show ever, kind of that I saw for a while on social media before I finally jumped onto it. Maybe that was part of it, too, is maybe my expectations were too high. Maybe. The way everybody raved about it. But it's okay. And you recommend people. So spoilers from here on out. Like it just, I don't know. I don't know if all the characters were super, like they were interesting. There was a lot of mystery to them and I wanted to know more, but they all weren't like super compelling. And I think one of my issues too is, at least to me, and maybe it's just the way I watched it, maybe I missed something here or there, but it seemed like they were playing real fast and loose with the rules of this world.
Sometimes, yes. I would love to know how some things are supposed to work.
Yeah, like that.
Like, how can you shoot arrows at somebody and expect them not to hurt them?
Yeah.
How could, in the last episode, and again, we're in spoilers, so sorry. In the last episode, how could you suggest that there's going to be a samurai world? How the fuck do you have sword fights?
Yeah.
And not get hurt as a human?
And I like the idea of, like, they're starting to expand and create these other worlds and stuff.
Which is from the original film.
Is it? Okay.
In the original film, they have Roman world and medieval world.
Okay. But like there just seems, and maybe that was part of it too, is the whole time I'm sitting there going, how does this fit in the rules? Like that was almost a distraction. And also like there was no real moment, because it played so much with what the characters coming into this world as well as the hosts and stuff in the world, of like, you look at something like Jurassic World, which I don't love, but you get a sense of the type of park this is, the type of people that can come to this park. Like, it feels very Disney World. This seems like, for the most part, it's just a rich person's.
Oh, totally.
But at the same time, like, you see, like, in that first episode or two, people getting off the train who just seem like total touristy type people, and you're like, what is the barrier to entry on a place like this? What are there? These people seem to be staying here for extended periods of time, for a day. Is there like?
I think it's a week. They explain early on. They explain that it's a week is like the entry level, and I think they explain that it's like $40,000. They said there's a line of dialogue. Yeah, there's a line of dialogue early on because there was a lot of posts and Reddit things about like, okay, if this many guests when they have $40,000,
gotcha. Okay,
how much would the park really make? Why, there are some things like that just like visually and for the show were interesting, but realistically wise, like the scene where near in the last episode, or the second to the last episode, where Maeve, the Tandy Newton character, and she burns herself in the tent.
Yeah.
After they all, like, in that programming, all of those guys, all those bandits kill each other.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no humans there. Like, why would they be programmed to all kill each other? Like, that's so financially unnecessary that to go through the process of, like, things like that, where it's like, that doesn't quite make sense.
Well, then there's the reveal of Dolores, where, oh no, you've been watching two separate, which is
really three.
Sure. But there's the moment where she falls asleep with the young Ed Harris.
Mm-hmm.
And you see, like, she's clearly being tracked, and they're like, oh, or maybe that was, that part was part of the past timeline too. Like, it just gets very kind of up its own ass a little bit too much. And starts all these, and I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. But the shit Tandy Newton does, or all this stuff, it's like, why are there not people who are, if you figure Dolores is out of her loop for the present day, why are there not techs who are like, hey, we've got another, wanderer who's wandered outside her loop, who's wandered outside what her day-to-day programming is supposed to be.
But I really do, I feel like so much of that is because Ford, the Anthony Hopkins character, was orchestrating this stuff to happen.
Sure.
And was putting insurances in. And then once you realize that he was making Bernard do whatever he wanted him to do, the Jeffrey Wright character, that, I found it so fascinating. Not the reveal, because a lot of this, just through deductive reasoning and conversations over weeks, periods of time, a lot of the twists and stuff from the end, I knew were coming. But it was the journey of, like, around episode 3, 4, 5, just being like, what the hell is going on with Dolores? This doesn't make sense. They show her in one place. None of this, like, I don't, chronologically, I don't understand what I'm watching. Having conversations with friends, and then finding a podcast that was like, this is what we think's happening. We think that you're seeing multiple timelines. Like, that was such, like knowing that early on, like, being so sure of it, not knowing it, but being so sure, made the rest of the viewing experience so much more enriched.
Well, see, and that's what I would, I don't know if I would find the time for 10 hours to go sit down and rewatch this. Maybe if, like, my girlfriend or something wanted to see it, I would sit down and rewatch it. But it might be better watching it a second time, knowing that I'm watching multiple timelines, knowing kind of where it's going, where it's headed, how this is all being orchestrated, as opposed to just kind of sitting there going, like, this just doesn't make, like, okay, and then having to backtrack on myself and think, well, trying to then fit all of the pieces into place and what I think works, what I think doesn't work, and yada, yada, yada.
Yeah. But for me, the show, the overall arc of the story, not seeing a lot of the twists and turns, but not at all seeing the turn of what it looks like season 2 will be.
Yeah.
Because it is something that I just kept on wondering, like, okay, I see the arc, like, around episode 5, I was like, I see the arc of this season. How is this a show?
Yeah, that's what I kept trying to figure out. I was like, why is this not just a mini-series? Why is this going to be
How is this going to be a thing? And I still don't know, but I'm very interested to see how season 2 goes, because I think it'll be drastically different. But visually, I think this show is gorgeous. I love the music. I love the direction from great people like Michelle McLaren, Vincenzo Natali, the director of Splice, did an episode. All of them are just so well acted. Oh my god!
I think that's what really saved the show for me from, like, just kind of being like, okay, like, this is the performances across the board are incredible.
Yeah, really good.
I mean, Anthony Hopkins is amazing. Tandy Newton is great. I mean, they're
so
all
good.
just
Evan Rachel Wood is awesome. Like, Tandy Newton is probably the overall standout. Anthony Hopkins does great stuff, better than I thought he still had in him. But Evan Rachel Wood, like, those scenes where she would go just completely on the change of a dime, convincingly change emotions.
Yeah.
To go from, like, crying, dramatic, emotional, to robot, to, like, it was just so awesome. James Marsden, short end of the stick.
Yeah. I mean, he's good for what he does, but he doesn't do a whole lot.
Yeah.
I always like seeing Ed Harris pop up.
He was great too. I can't wait to see more of his character now that like he's in the Westworld now that he wants to be in.
Like I love that shot of him at the very end where he's just like, okay, this is what I've been waiting for.
Yeah, so good. Really liked so much of it. I think that it was incredibly strong first season overall for this type of a show, and now they need to deliver, because now I think that like everything has been fully established, and now let's see what they have.
See, that's what I'm more interested in too. Is like, okay, like, yeah, they played, some of the rules don't quite fit. I'm also curious of like how this is happening, like in the sense of, yeah, you can get shot with an arrow, you can get beat up or punched or knocked out or whatever, but be totally fine. Like what? Like how exactly does that work?
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I mean, there's some speculation that it is all VR. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think that it is a robotic world like we're seeing. Mm. But, I hope that they do go into some of it. And I think that there are opportunities for them to, because I think that there's people there that are going to have to try and like really deprogram and debug this world to survive.
Yeah.
Like characters that I think that you think are supposed to be dead that I just don't believe are, like the Elsie character that they show eventually Bernard had choked, in the theater. I don't think she's dead. You don't see somebody die, they're not dead. There has to be people there that know enough about that world that they could somehow make an impact on surviving. And she's one of those people. The same with the fake Hemsworth brother. The head of security. Oh. He is a Hemsworth brother, but he's not the two famous ones. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's like Luke Hemsworth or something.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
So I don't think he's dead either. You don't show somebody die on a show that graphically showed some people die. They're not dead. That's what I think. But anyway, I'm excited for season 2. Unfortunately, it's not going to be in this new year. It'll be in 2018.
Oh, is it going to be that long? Jeez.
So, we have some time. What did you think of Westworld, though? Did you have any closing thoughts on that?
No, I think we've kind of covered most of...
I really liked it. It sounds like you liked it.
Yeah, I like it enough. I like it enough where if, like, my girlfriend or somebody wanted to rewatch it, I would sit down and rewatch it. I might enjoy it more through a more informed lens, and catch some things here and there that I might have missed the first time around.
Yeah, and I think it would be a lot of fun, now that you are caught up, when season 2 comes around, to talk on a more consistent basis. Yeah, I really think that with anything really, that I feel like that enhances your enjoyment of the overall experience of it.
Yeah.
But, cool. Yeah. Great show. There's some moments in there that I just won't forget, like What Door. That was so great. Oh my god. But anyway. Great show. What did you think of it? Tweet at us. I'm at Stonks.
I'm at Rich Belson. The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official. We're on Facebook at Facebook.com/OverABeer. And of course, right here on YouTube.com/OverABeer. That'll wrap things up for today. So until next time, drink up.
And buttermilk.